What is up, guys? FoxyCS here on the Team FTV server along with Tom Tinker.
Oh, hello!
In this series, we're going to be showing you guys a couple mods, and in the meantime, we're going to be competing against our friends to see who is the ultimate Direwolf 20 master.
Tomas, get close. I want to be inside you.
You creepy monster. Alright, so first things first is we're going to be gathering some wood.
Alright, I've got sand and
cactus, so we're pretty good. Is this in the spawn zone?
You're going to find out as soon as you break in.
Alright, yeah, that's good. We're good.
So the first thing you do in pretty much any Minecraft situation is you get some wood, you get some tools, and you start mining. So we're going to be back once we've done all those things. Hello guys, back again. We have a little hovel and we are mining and gathering resources.
I'm just setting up a quick cactus farm and oh my shovel broke.
Your shoulder?
My shovel.
Oh, I was like, crud, did his shoulder just fall off again?
That's about to.
That's gloomy. Alright, Jack. How about you show us how to do some of that Tinker's Construct stuff?
Alright guys, we place this crafting table down and really get started with the mod. Now I've made some blank patterns in preparation for this, and how you make those is just sticks in the corners and wood in the corners. No big deal. And it doesn't matter how you orientate this, it's going to be the same thing. So, we'll get started by making a pattern chest, which will hold all our patterns for tools. Chest and pattern on top, and you get your pattern chest. Next thing we'll make is the stencil table, which is simply just a piece of wood and a blank pattern on top, stencil table. Now, we get our crafting table, place a piece of wood on that, or a blank pattern, and we get our tool station. Now, the probably one of the most important things is a blank piece of wood, and Tomas, why'd you just put that in front of me? Okay.
Failures.
Okay, and then the next piece will be a part builder. Now we're going to go assemble this up here. Actually, let's just do it down here next to this crafting table, because we already have this nice setup with the trash can and the crafting station. Alright, so pattern chest will go on back. We'll get into that in a second. Alright, then stencil table, part builder, and tool station. Alright guys, now that we have this set up, I will teach you what each thing does. Now the stencil table, you put your blank patterns in, and you get all these patterns, which is, how many are there again? There's a bunch. Anyway, so the things that we want are the simple things. We need a tool rod pattern, we're going to need a pickaxe head, and we're going to need a tool binding. Not a tough one, but the regular one. And we'll get a sword blade for good measure. Where was that? Here it is. Alright. Now, the pattern chest does a cool thing. It holds all your patterns and nothing else, except for casts as well, but we'll get into that later. So the part builder, you go into the part builder, and you can choose which things you want to make. Like, I want to make a wooden tool rod, for instance. I place a piece of wood in here. But notice how I get a stick as well as a wooden tool rod. That's because a jungle wood plank is one whole material. And if I place a stick in here, which is half a material, I only get the wooden tool rod. Now we want to make a stone pickaxe head. This is just very simple, very basic Tinker's Construct. So, we'll go over here and we'll get some cobblestone. And now notice that the pickaxe head is only a material cost of 1, so it only takes 1 piece of cobble for the whole thing. Now, tool binding, you can make out of a bunch of things. You can make out of cactus, netherrack, and really you can make any piece out of any material. But the binding doesn't do anything except add a special ability to whatever you want. And I'm just going to make it out of wood, just for material's sake, because we don't have very expensive things today. And then, once you have all your pieces, you're going to go into the tool station, and you're going to place the pieces in their corresponding openings. And we get this pickaxe, which is stone bound. And I'll tell you what Stonebound does in a second, but first we're going to name this pickaxe, and we're going to name it... Damas, what should we name it?
La Breaker.
Le Breaker? But I ain't exactly a breaker, except it's going to break, so well. Le Breaker. Alright, so now we have this pickaxe, and another cool thing about the tool station is you can add modifications onto it. So I will go grab, let's just say, some redstone, since we have a bunch of it. Actually, don't have a lot of it. Actually, yes we do. Never mind. Alright, so what this redstone does is it makes the tool go faster. So if I place a redstone in here, it'll say redstone modifiers 2 remaining and redstone 1 out of 50. So here it says haste. So if I place 2 in here, it'll do 2, and haste makes your pickaxe mine more quickly. So you can do this. And this is really slow, so I'll get back to you in a second. Alright guys, so I've made Le Breaker and a semi-crappy pickaxe, which is actually a very crappy pickaxe. So, I'm just going to give you a quick comparison on how fast the mining speeds are. So this one, its mining speed is very low, of course because it's stone, and it's like a stone pickaxe, just regular. But then you get the haste on it, and it mines much quicker, as much as an iron or in between diamond, I believe. Especially ores, if you want to just collect it quickly. Use a stone or an iron once you get rich enough. Alright. So we're going to go up and we're going to show you a few other things that you can do with Tinker's Construct. As you'll probably notice, when I hover over this pickaxe, it's going to say writable. Now writable is really cool, and I have no idea why I put it on a stone pickaxe. It was kind of dumb, but anyway, we have a sugarcane farm out there. So basically, writable means I made the binding out of paper. And what paper does is it adds an extra modification to it. So like this, here it has 4 modifiers. And if I go to Le Breaker, it has 2. And I put a redstone modifier on it, so that took up 1. And this is really good for high quality tools if you make it out of manulin or ardite or alumite or cobalt. So really, it's just, there's so many things you could do with this mod. There's so many amazing tools you can make. And we can't even see all of them in this tool station right here because it's so basic. But anyway, that'll be the first installment of Tinker's Construct, and we'll get back to you with some other mods during the episode. Alright guys, we've made a few improvements to our establishment. We've built this extremely simple cobblestone shack, and we've moved out of the hovel. That's right, we're no longer moles, we are now living above ground. Alright, so inside we've just moved a few of our things up. Just some chests and some beds. It's a bit crowded, but we'll improve upon this later. And today we're going to show you a few blocks that are going to improve your organization. Now the first one's going to be a spruce tool rack. Now you can make this out of any type of wood that you want. So just hit R and any I on one of them, and as you can see, it's just slabs and iron. And I've made a few right here, so we're just going to place them here and here. And basically, just right click to throw your tools in. Here, here, here. And if you want to get them out, right click the tool. Alright. Next, Tomas, would you like to add something
Another
to that?
functionality of the spruce tool rack is that if you shift right click, it's going to open this interface. In the interface, just click and plop and take stuff out like you would in a regular chest. Now, the next block that we want to show you is these bookcases. When you place them down in the world, they,
Whoa.
1, look really cool, and they 2, they store all your books. So right click with a book to put in the bookshelf, and shift right click on that book to take it out. Another thing is if you right click on the bookshelf without anything, it's going to open this cool little interface, and you can take them out like you would in a chest. Now, the third and final block
Actually, Tomas, I'd like to add something
is a
to
barrel. Alright?
If you really just want these to look nice, just take a bit of wood from your inventory, stick it in there, and you'll see the books fill up. I wonder if it works with slabs. It does not. Anyway, that's just a little decoration piece for little aesthetics, but along with the barrels. Barrels are awesome.
So, barrels. Crafted as so, you put any type of wood that you like with the corresponding slab, and when you place them in the world, you get out the type of block that you'd like to store in it, and once you have that block in your inventory, right click. It's going to place that block in the inventory and it'll display how many are in there. Now, you might think that's sort of dumb. It's just holding a block, and it doesn't need to hold more than one.
Well, there's more! Place as many as you want in! Actually, not as many. It holds 64 stacks of 64. And as you can see, there's this really nifty little... get out of my face. There's this really nifty little HUD system in here which shows 6 times 64 plus 22 is how much cobble you have in there. Now this will take any block, but I wouldn't recommend throwing in tools because tools don't stack.
Another cool thing about these is when you right click, it'll show you how many are there in there. If you left click, it'll take out a stack for you. If you shift left click, it'll take out a single one. So you can, if you just want a couple, shift right click. If there is a bunch of these blocks in your inventory and you want to get rid of them really quickly, double right click and it'll get rid of them all at once.
Alright, and the final thing about barrels is that there are better barrels. What? There's even more to barrels? No way. But anyway, you can make these extremely huge barrels which hold actually 128 stacks of any item. So barrel, silky junglewood barrel, and what we really want is not the creative diamond barrel, but the larger junglewood barrel. Now these is just a hopper and 2 junglewood barrels, and it'll hold tons and tons of whatever you want. Cool.